Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Bit, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most asked questions that we see in all of crypto YouTube. If I had $1,000 right now and I were starting fresh, what would I do with that money? Now, maybe later today, maybe later this week, maybe next weekend, I'm not sure when. Maybe I'll do it today. I'm going to address a different question, which is how I would invest $10,000. And then I'm going to ask the question, how would I invest $100,000? Because these three questions are totally different. The more money that you have in crypto, the more opportunities for diversification that you have. If you only have $1,000 starting in crypto, I would say you want no more than 3 coins. We're gonna look at where I would put that money in just a moment. If you have $10,000, you've got room to have 6 to 8 coins even. 5 is also a pretty good number there. If you have $100,000, you can really start getting up to that portfolio, number that you want, somewhere between, 12 and 20 at the very, very most. So, also guys, I do want to point out, we put a pre-recorded scripted video out on Friday about the Fed rates, how they affect the markets. We posted a YouTube short right after that, and it just cannibalized the views for that video. This is one of the best videos we put out in a recent amount of time. So I will actually put that video link in the description. You guys need to go watch that video, what we uncovered about the Fed rates, how they affect gold, oil, Bitcoin, NASDAQ. You're definitely going to want to watch that video. It gave me personally a lot of insight into what we should be expecting from the market in the near future. Okay, so let's go back here and let's answer our question. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel as we get into this. If you like this kind of content, make sure to do that. Okay, so if I had $1,000 and I was starting in crypto, what would I do? Okay, so first and foremost, if I had $1,000 starting in crypto, and this might be a little controversial here. If the number is 10,000, this is not going to be the case. But if I only had $1,000 to invest in crypto, I'm not buying any Bitcoin. I'm not buying any Bitcoin, okay? The potential is just not high enough at this point for me to really see a return on less than $1,000 going into Bitcoin. Now, if you want to take the full $1,000 and you wanted to invest in Bitcoin and just leave it there and hodl over 10 or 12 years, you're probably going to do okay. I think Bitcoin will hit $1 million in 10 to 12 years. So if we just work that math out and you took $1,000 and you put it into Bitcoin with the price of Bitcoin, let's say approximately right now, $40,000, then that is going to mean to get to $1 million, I guess that is a 10x would be 400. Yeah, I think it's 25. 25 is the number there. That's a 25x. You would make $25,000 in 10 to 12 years. If you're from a third world country, you're living in poverty, you probably don't have $1,000 to invest, but if you did, then you'd have $25,000 in 10 to 12 years. But due to inflation, that's not really that much money if we're being honest here. So the goal for a 10 to 12 year return, who knows, you might be able to do that on the stock market or something like that. So I'm not buying Bitcoin with this $1,000. I don't think that is the right move here. If you had 10,000, 100,000, I think you do need some exposure to Bitcoin. It is the only surefire shot that we have in crypto. There's another one that's pretty close to surefire, I believe, and that is Ethereum. And so for that reason, sorry, my thing is being a little wonky here. Afraid to fix it, it may just fall. So the point here is this, is that for me, I am personally going to invest half of our $1,000, $500 into Ethereum. I'm going to put it into Ethereum. I think you can't go wrong with Ethereum. If Ethereum were to fail, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to basically be because a competitor like Solana or Cardano rises up against it and basically, takes it out. And it's going to be slowly. E2 isn't going to work. The merge isn't going to be successful. There's a lot of that stuff with Ethereum where it is a possibility, but it's pretty far-fetched in my opinion. For me, I believe that Ethereum is a sure shot, not quite as much as Bitcoin, but very close. I do believe eventually, just like I believe Bitcoin will hit $1 million, there's no reason to believe that Ethereum will not hit $100,000. We've seen the value of one Ethereum regularly be, or not regularly, but we've seen it get to be 10% of Bitcoin's price. And the potential for Ethereum in the market cap is just much higher than Bitcoin. There's only so many people out there that want a store of value coin as opposed to something that is a very speculative investment in a layer 1 protocol that, it is basically, in my opinion, going to be the new layer of the internet. So for all those reasons, in my opinion, you cannot go wrong with Ethereum. If you think about those numbers, let's just say Ethereum right now is at $3,000. If it goes to 100,000, and I think it can be quicker than 10 to 12 years, you are looking at a 33x. But the good thing about Ethereum is it goes on these really big runs and it absolutely rips. And there are some opportunities for you to, buy low and sell high. So that's what we want to do. We want to get our crypto portfolio up. But I do believe, if you look at buying $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, you're buying 1/40th of a Bitcoin. If you are looking at buying one Ethereum right now, you're buying 1/6 of an Ethereum. The numbers just work out a whole lot better to buy Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. And I do believe you're going to have exposure to this asset. To be honest with you, I can't even really put a number on Ethereum where I believe it's going to go to because the potential is so high. If I were to really tell you what I think about it, then you're probably going to say that I'm crazy, and I don't want to get into that. But I definitely believe that, $1 million or $100,000 for Ethereum is very realistic, very likely in the next 10 to 12 years, maybe the next 8 years or so. We'll see what happens. I mean, Ethereum was just at $200 2 years ago. Okay, so think about that. 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago is less than that. 2 years ago, it dropped all the way down to $79, so it's almost at it's about 3,000 right now. Number 2 coin I'm taking, you've got to have XRP in your portfolio if you like money. If you like money, you have to have XRP in your portfolio. I'm allocating $250 of this $1,000 portfolio to XRP. When this lawsuit is over, this thing is going to rocket. So what we've done here, we've invested in one extremely solid, extremely reliable crypto that is a layer 1 protocol. Our best investments of all time at BitBoy Crypto have been layer 1 protocols. Now we've invested in something that is more speculative, especially due to the fact that this lawsuit is going on. And that's why we're not going all in on XRP. That's why we're not putting more of our portfolio in XRP. I do believe the return is there. I think the risk versus reward is in the right ratio. However, there are wild cards here. There is a chance, as small as it may be, 0.1%, that this goes against Ripple and they have to stop trading in the United States. They have not began getting relisted on American exchanges. And so for that reason, we don't want to go all in. You just have to be smart with your money. But the thing is that these are also the same reasons why there's so much potential. You can get XRP on KuCoin. Of course, none of this is videos, financial advice, yada, yada, yada. But you can use KuCoin or you can use Uphold. Those are the 2 exchanges you can use right now to buy XRP. KuCoin is my suggestion. I do think KuCoin is relatively safe. But you can also buy it on KuCoin and then send it over to your Coinbase wallet or your Coinbase app. You can hold XRP on Coinbase, but you cannot trade it. So that's something very important to realize. So we've got we got 500 in Ethereum. We have $250 in XRP. Now the third coin. I like to watch Big Brother. Big Brother, they do these video competitions. They got house guest choice. But there's only so many people they can choose from to play in the video competition. Big Brother, shout out there. This is a crypto investor choice pick. Now, I'm not going to leave you high and dry here. I'm going to give you some options, but you just don't have a big enough portfolio to invest in all these coins. You have to choose which ones. So out of these coins, I'm going to give you 3 possibilities here, what I think are really great investments, and they all three of them have to do kind of with the infrastructure of crypto. Okay, number one choice, Sandbox. Personally, this is the one I would own. This is the one that I would pick, would be Sandbox. The metaverse is going to be absolutely huge. You've got a lot of competitors out there. Everdome is one we're going to be doing an interview on the channel soon. You have Victoria VR. You have Blocktopia. You have Meta here. You got so many of these projects out there. You got Decentraland. But for my money, Sandbox right now is the number one behemoth in the space. You will have competitors rise up. Like I said, we do an interview with Everdome coming up. Definitely one to check out. They're doing some very hyper-realistic metaverse stuff, which is much harder than what Sandbox is doing with voxels. But that is something that I would definitely look at, is Sandbox. You can't go wrong having this in your portfolio. So that's one I would choose. The other two, when it comes to infrastructure of crypto, you can't beat exchanges. You just can't beat them. And when you're looking at, crypto.com, CRO, or Chronos now as it is known, or you're looking at FTT, the token of the FTX exchange, these are the two that I would be looking at. These are the two that I would be going for. Of course, for full transparency, all of these coins are in my portfolio. But I would choose between one of those two. It really depends. Do you want to go with the worldwide angle, as crypto.com is trying to attack, or do you want to go with the America-specific angle that FTX is using? So for those reasons, I would look at buying and sell, or buying one of those three coins. Sandbox, huge return potential, massive, infrastructure. Then you've got exchanges. Even in bear markets, there's buying and selling going on. So those coins are tied. They're utility tokens. They're tied to the activity of the exchange. So there you go. I'm going with $1,000, $500 in Ethereum, $250 in XRP, and then I am going with $250 in either Sandbox, CRO, or FTT. A ton of other great coins out there you can check out. But for now, that's all I got. Be blessed. Boy out.